Couple of things I want to talk to you about. Go to the next page. COVID waivers. Some of you may have heard late last month about the Keep Kids Fed Act of 2022. So it was signed into law on the 25th of last month. It does a few things. First thing it does is, effective July 1st, all of the meal reimbursement rates will go up by 10 cents for every meal and snack. Now, I told you earlier that the rates change on July 1st of every year. What we're not sure about yet is when we finally see the rates for the year, if it'll just be 10 cents across the board, or if they're going to adjust the rates the way they would have anyway, which means for centers, maybe it would have went up a couple cents, and then they add 10 cents on top of it. We're not sure. So the only thing we're sure of right now is, at a minimum, for July 1st, 2022 through June 30th of next year, the rates are all going to go up by 10 cents for every meal and snack. The other thing that came out of the act, the non-congregate meal waiver, was it was set to expire June 30th. It's been extended for the school year for another year. The parent guardian pickup waiver, this is a waiver that allows you to prepare the meals and the parents can come pick them up. And these are all COVID related. That's going to be extended another year, but cannot do meal drop-offs. That's not part of the waiver. Meal service time waiver is still in effect for another year. Doesn't apply here, but there's a waiver that reimburses family daycare homes at the tier 1 rate. And then the meal pattern requirement waiver. And this is the waiver that says if you can't find formula, if you can't find any milk at all, there's a waiver that allows you to still get reimbursed. That's going to be in effect for another year or until the end of the national emergency. And I think the way the rule is written for some of these is they're good for a year, but for some others, if President Biden determines the emergency is over, determines it's over tomorrow, 30 days later, some of the waivers go away. But for the time being, these are the waivers that are still in effect. So if you would like to exercise any of these waivers, there's a waiver form. If it's not attached to the training email, it will be in the post-training email. Just got to make sure you're filling that waiver form out each month and sending it to us. And I will tell you, I'm really proud that for the most part, 99% of our providers who have exercised these waivers have done so only when they needed to, and they've done it properly. We have had the 1% or so that have abused the waivers, and we have taken appropriate action, or we will be. So last thing we want to see is someone claiming they submitted a waiver because they're saying they couldn't get milk, but then we check their neighborhood and centers around them, no one's having the same problem. Okay, so please, just out of honor of all the people who have died because of COVID, let's not abuse our waivers. Okay. All right, next.